is by taking off the hardware. Let me show you. Okay, now that you've got your hardware off and all of your doors off, your drawers out as well, it is time to give them a wash down with a degreaser. I like TSB, I follow the manufacturer's direction, and I like to mix it up in a squirt bottle just because it's less messy and it's so much easier to use. You can coat on everything, and you're going to give each coat at least 2 to 4 hours to dry before you go to the next coat. And in order to paint the doors, you're going to take that chip brush and you're going to pounce it up in the areas that have grooves like this. Okay. This paint is self-texturizing and it's wonderful because you will have no brush marks even if you're not a great painter, which is one of the things I fell in love with, because the table that I did, that console table a few weeks back, was phenomenal, and I was so impressed that I contacted Beyond Paint and asked them if they'd be interested in doing this project with me, and I was real happy when they said yes. I knew it was a product that you guys could use and come up with phenomenal results. So you're just going to take your roller and you're going to run it along all the smooth edges like this. You don't want to load it real thick. Actually, thinner is better. So it's quite easy to just roll it on like this. And you're going to do the top side, allow it to dry, flip that over, do the underside, and then we'll do another coat on the top again. And in order to get the sides, you just get it like this, which I hope you can see because I can't move it so well. There you are. Okay. Now for the second coat coverage, let's see if I can move this over so you can see it better. There we go, again on our paint pyramids. So once more, I'm going to take the chip brush and pound it into those corners and any decorative trimmed areas. And again, less is more with this paint, guys, so don't feel like you need to layer it on thick. You don't. But you're going to work it into any of the creviced areas, recessed areas. Okay. Then I'm going to follow that up with a very thin layer with the roller. Like so. And that's it. That's all there is to it. And as you can see, that second layer of paint really finishes the job nicely. And there it is. A beautiful finish, nice and thick. And I do need to go into these cracks a little bit more. That's how we'll do our drawers. And this is how we'll do our doors. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I paint the drawers. I have taped them all around. As you can see, I didn't tape the bottom. It's easy to just roll that. You can if you want. I'm just being lazy, and I don't think anyone actually looks at the bottom of the drawers. I use the paint pyramids you prop them up like this, and whoops, grab the roller. I don't have a lot of detail here, so I don't need to use the chip brush, and I roll it on. The nice thing about using the roller with the Beyond paint is that it's fast. And if you guys have seen my furniture makeovers, you know that I always use a roller. So for the inside area, you can use the chip brush and run over it with the roller just to get that even texture, if you'd like this. And yes, I'm painting on my paint table, but this is a work table, so I don't use a drop cloth because it is specifically for my projects here. And it's like a pan when you cook. It gets better with age. Okay, so this is all there is to it. Make sure your rolled on surface is even. And there aren't smear marks, and that's it. I'm going to let it dry for 2 hours, and I'll come back and I'll do the second coat. So this is how I do the drawers. Okay, so now we're ready to paint the bases of all the cabinets. I've got everything taped off, as you can see. I like to use tape for delicate surfaces. I will be painting the underside of my cabinets. This is a personal preference. Mine are messy. They've got paint from sloppy paint jobs before, and I think that they would look better, so I will paint them. The only thing we need here is the roller, the chip brush, and our paint. And for cabinet with shelves, you're just going to tap on the inside of corners and fill crevices, and you'll use your roller just like we did for the cabinet doors. Everything will have 2 hours to dry, and or maybe 4, but probably 2 is sufficient depending on humidity. And I'll come back and do another coat, and I'll let that dry, and then I'll come back and do a coat of the sealer. This is looking great, way better than it did before. This is 2 coats. I've got 2 coats on my drawers and doors. They're drying now. Tomorrow, after they've sat for 24 hours, I'll put a coat of the sealer on, following the directions. It is just 1 thin coat with the roller, just like before. A couple of tips: if you're a confident painter, you may want to try your foam roller if you already use that. I moved to the foam roller just because I'm more comfortable with how that works. If you're not as confident of a painter, you may be, you'd probably be better if you stayed with the fabric roller that came with the kit. Either way, your finish is perfect. You have no brush marks or roller marks. It's great. While your paint is drying, it's a good time to go ahead and take off that painter's tape, so you don't have to worry about having any of it stick to your paint.